Hey folks, I just wanted to speak briefly about this special day, this federal election day. Just doing a little bit of research. It's certainly complicated in terms of economics. The economic stuff is, I suppose, some people, if you've studied that all your life, then it's you probably know more about where you come out on the topic. But even if you have studied it for a long time, I think there's always more to learn. And shout out to all the people who do keep learning and stay curious, and all the women out there who are working hard at home and helping out in the world. I mention women because I was reading that young women in particular, the depression levels are on the rise amongst young women, more than other groups of people. And I was thinking about what the Conservative Party is saying in terms of punishment and wanting to have stricter laws related to keeping the bad guys in jail. And I think that sounds great. And this is where my big point is I really would love it if parties would collaborate more. And so to go further down the road with this example of crime and punishment, on one hand, you want to deal with problems with the treatment. On the other hand, you want to prevent problems from happening in the first place. It would be really nice to hear more politicians talk about prevention, but nobody wants to hear about that because why? Well, because it's not as attractive. It's not as simple. It's a little more complicated. It takes a little more thinking. It takes a little more effort. But if we don't spend money to help people with mental health issues, and if we don't spend money so that people have a fighting chance, teen moms, for example, if we don't have programs in place for those people, then the whole, the whole country suffers, right? So I'd just love to hear more concrete answers from politicians about how they're going to prevent problems, prevent people from ending up in prison. That might be a smart thing rather than this ongoing chasing your tail sort of situation we have with never getting to the root of the problem. We need to get to the root of the problem, or it really is just talk and same old. So I don't know that the other parties have the solutions by themselves either, especially when it comes to this economic piece. But I do think that there needs to be a balance, and that unfortunately, I don't think we can rely entirely on people. If we greatly reduce all the taxes, you're just going to rely on people to do the right thing. That would be nice to think, and it's a theory that some people have, but I think the truth is probably somewhere in the middle there. You want to motivate people with the economic situation and have incentives for people to be working and to be creating more than they're consuming. So all of that, what does that mean? Well, it means I still have more questions than answers, but I still come out feeling as if the approach that the Conservatives take is dangerous and short-sighted and doesn't see the big picture and might make people feel excited because, I'm going to pay less tax, perhaps they think. Something of that kind, or they think that their jobs might be protected, and that's huge. So I totally get it. Like I get that there's different priorities, but if our main priority is just money and having more money and protecting short-term things, like, you're gonna figure it out, right? With a little bit of help from a smart government who's creating new jobs and finding new ways to do things, that's going to allow you to switch careers. Like, you want to have a like what if you vote conservative and their policies lead to you losing your job? What does that look like? I don't know. I don't know what's in place from that side of things. And this is where the more we can learn about it, the more, we have answers to these questions, the more we can vote in a really informed way. And that's maybe the biggest thing I would encourage people to do, is just continue to be curious, continue to, instead of criticizing each other and criticizing political parties, which is just like a barking dog barking at nothing, I would say just be curious, keep learning, and keep creating. Let's try to really create a better world for young women who are suffering and everyone who's suffering. And remember that you're not in it alone, and that you need to work with other people, and that you need to collaborate, and that we need a government that collaborates, and we need these parties with their various ideas to collaborate. So the more we could fight for that would be a worthwhile fight, I think. And I don't even know where I come out on this vote. I think it's important to vote, but it's more important to continue to contribute and to continue to learn. All right, peace, everybody.